This is the Detroit Sports Podcast Network.
Young Jarek would love to take my order.
Hi.
He works at the coffee shop just up the street.
Morning.
He's happy and annoying with a smirk the size of Texas. He's my coffee enemy.
Would you like a mochaccino? Or perhaps a cappuccino? Or maybe a frappuccino?
Said Jarek wearing the chinos. All I really want is a cup of coffee. So strong the spoon stands up, just a cup of coffee. All I really want is a cup of coffee. Give me a friggin' cup of coffee, Jarek.
Is it possible to place an order for 8,000 chicken nuggets?
Well, you need to be right here and then pay for them. Then you can have your order, sir.
So you'll have 8,000 of them ready. They can even be frozen. I don't care.
Yeah, you have to come here personally.
All right, I'm warning you guys.
Place your order, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be right here in a moment. I mean, you have to have
No, we
2
can
days
wait.
to ask for those. You know.
You have it in your freezer. You have 8,000
No, we don't
nuggets.
have it on the freezer. That's why it's good. You gotta place it today and ask us. You know, I need it for tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, so we can ask for those.
We
and
will
have them
come in
ready.
person and be
I'm
like,
sorry?
these are the people who need the 8,000 nuggets for El Chisto Elementary School. Do we get ranch for that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow, okay. We will see you in 30 to 40 minutes.
No, it's not. You gotta be here to pay for them first.
Of course. Yeah, we're coming. I mean, we're coming.
All right. But they're not going to be ready for today. I mean, you're asking this for those today, and we might have them ready for tomorrow.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
Because we need to ask for them in different stores.
Thank you. Yeah, we're ready. I mean, you got a great deal. 8,000. It's only, what, $800? Right?
Yeah, plus the tax, sir.
Oh, no, I understand taxes, you know. Especially you,
All right.
you Californians, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Hi, hello, Coffee Nation, and welcome to episode 13 of the Coffee with Friends podcast. I'm your host, Carl Coffee. With me once again is my sidekick, Tim Anderson. How are you, Tim?
I'm well. How are you, Carl?
We have back our third-time guest, one of my favorites, my number 2 best friend in second grade, Steve Harris. How are you, Steve?
Hey, I'm doing great. Hat trick. 3 in a row, baby.
Let's go. We're here. Tim's here at the CogtownUSA.biz studio, and let me tell you guys, we are now on Spotify. That's huge. You know,
That is
there's
insane,
a lot.
Carl.
Yeah, I mean, you can listen to us on iTunes if you didn't know. I don't like to broadcast that, but you can.
Listen, I'm a premium member, so I can listen commercial free.
Whoa, thanks, Steve.
Wow.
Spotify, you go on Spotify. I like Spotify because you can listen to it and then get off the app. And it still plays, unlike YouTube. Gosh darn YouTube.
Thing open.
But we're on Spotify. Anyways, let's talk about Overtime Sports Network. They were the first network to accept us, Tim. They're like, join us. And you can check them out at otsportsnetwork.com or on Twitter at _OTSN. Also, the DetroitSportsPodcast.com or on Twitter at Detroit Podcast. Everyone, I have to tell you something. So, Steve Harris is our guest.
Breathe,
No,
Carl, all right?
no, listen.
Yeah.
We usually record at 9 p.m. or 9:30 p.m. And it's kind of a vacation time. Steve has a son. He went to bed late. It's almost midnight. So I'm a little sauced up. You have drunk Carl 8.0. That means 8 out of 10.
Boy.
If I'm a 10, don't even do the show. I'm an 8. Tim is drinking a Monster. Steve, I assume you're sober. That's okay.
I'm having 1 beer tonight. What are you drinking now?
I have Sky Vodka. That's the only thing I drink. I don't like beer. I don't like wine. I only like Sky Vodka and tequila. I'm very restrictive on what I drink.
So you're drinking both of those in the same glass?
I'm drinking Sky Vodka.
He's having a Red Bull vodka.
And I have a Red Bull Chaser.
Oh my God! What? You're not 21 anymore, Carl. What?
I don't like the taste of alcohol. I'm sorry. It's the only way I can drink alcohol. I know. I am lame. I went to a college that did not allow drinking, so I never was able to drink correctly. But Steve, we have to move along because
technically all colleges don't allow it to go on.
Fair. All right. There it is. I try to move these along because last time we did a show, Steve, was over an hour, so we have to move along. So basically, we got rid of the prank call challenge.
Is this a sports podcast though?
Well, we have a few sports topics. I mean, I'm going to talk about a story about the Woodhaven High School golf team. We're going to have the song of the week, which has become a thing now, Tim.
Apparently, Carl.
It used to be me and you listening to music before a show, and now we talk about a song of the week. We have the Stump the Expert. We're going to do 1990s Detroit Tigers, an 8-1, bar food, which is it's a great topic. And then our main topic, because it's a sports podcast, Mighty Ducks 1 is ridiculous. And you know what I thought? Should we talk about the NFL playoffs, Tim? And what did you think?
I don't know, Carl.
And here's what I thought. No way. Every other podcast in America is, let's talk about Mighty Ducks 1. Anyways. So, Steve,
what's up?
We don't have much in common.
I like Tim's input there. I don't know, Carl. Great.
We don't have much in common, but we were our high school had a golf team, and when we talk about our high school, we were in a middle class part of Michigan, correct?
Yep.
Which is not going to have a good golf team, because if you want to have a good golf team, you have to be upper middle class or upper class. So in our area, Girls Eel, Trenton, they were pretty good at golf. But where we grew up,
we had a good team relative to the teams that were in our league, though. I mean,
yes. But here's the truth: our high school has never won a league golf title in the history of the high school. Did you know that?
I wouldn't know that, no, because I'm not a dork.
Okay, but in 2000, the stars aligned. We were so bad in years prior. We weren't in the toughest division. And we were finally going to have a banner. Woodhaven Golf was going to have a banner in the gymnasium. Everything was going well. We got that transfer from that private Catholic school. And when I say we were on the golf team, I mean you were a good golfer, and I was filling up a roster spot. You were a top 2 golfer for like 4 years, right?
Right.
And I was exhibition, which means my score didn't even matter. But I got to travel with you guys. Anyways, so senior year, Steven, listen.
Yep.
And when I say we weren't a golf school, there was another city in our division that was even less of a golf school. And for the people listening who knows what Taylor, Michigan is, they are not a golf school. So all we had to do was beat a team from Taylor, Michigan, and we would have our first golf banner. But and I'm doing this story because I don't know the truth, because I wasn't cool enough to be, in the mix. The rumor is 4 or 5 of the 6 members of the varsity team got wasted before a match against Taylor, lost to Taylor, which ended up losing the league title. Do you remember that? Is that true?
I don't remember. Where was that a rumor even? I mean, that honestly, I don't remember whether or not that happened. I doubt that it did, though.
Okay, that's just what I heard. I just remember that. The path was cleared. We had the league title in our hands, and the team got wasted before a big match against a loser school who had no chance of winning. We got wasted. We lost, and we ended up losing the league title. That
kind of sounds like a cop-out excuse. Like, I don't know. What comes to mind is Michigan, Appalachian State. The rumor was Michigan got wasted before that game. So I just feel like somebody just made that up. Maybe. Honestly, I don't remember, and I don't care.
Fair enough. Anyways, so that's the story. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Steve doesn't care. He doesn't lose sleep over it. Right, Tim?
I don't. Who told you that? Mike Krogel?
I don't know. It's just something I always remembered, as being a exhibition part of the team.
Oh, okay.
So, Tim, what do we got for Song of the Week?
Something by The Fray, Carl.
The Fray, Steve. Like that, I don't feel like you like The Fray.
I have no idea who they are, Carl.
Do you remember the song Over My Head, Cable Car?
I know less about this band and song than I do about that story that you just told me.
Then prepare. This is exciting.
You know what? I respect Steve because,
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Steve was a good golfer, and he just kind of is like, all right, this is not an important part of my life. I'm just going to flush it down the toilet. Meanwhile, I was barely on the team, and I held on to that for almost 20 years. So, Steve, you made me look bad.
Listen,
no, what?
If the team got wasted and we lost a big match, I mean, that probably wasn't something new for me. I was probably for the other matches. I just didn't realize there was a difference.
From what I remember, Steve, the team was, you had a lot of success. All you had to do was beat Taylor Kennedy, who was like the worst team in the league, and you won. And either 4 or 5 guys of the 6 main members got wasted before a big match, and you end up losing. And if I remember that incorrectly, I'm sorry.
Well,
as the team captain, you should remember.
Well, if you remember my senior year, I was not captain.
Well, that's embarrassing.
You being the historian should know that.
Right.
I was the captain my sophomore and junior year, and then it got stripped from me.
All right, so we got the Song of the Week Fray Over My Head. We have a horrible golf story, which I probably should edit out, but I won't.
You should edit that out. That was terrible.
Is it terrible, horrible. Tim? If you were just listening, would you be entertained by that?
I mean, every school has their rumored stories.
It's not a rumor; it's the truth. Steve just is better at blocking out high school than I do. He's moving past it. Anyways, so Steve,
I'm just stuck that you lost your captaincy as a senior.
Yeah,
I did,
and he was.
I did. Yeah.
He was like the number 1 golfer as a freshman. I don't know how he lost it.
Crazy.
Okay.
Anyways, we can't talk. There's more to talk about.
You need to just edit that out.
We'll lose a lot of
terrible.
listeners if we're talking early 2000s high school golf, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
Yes.
No, but I think it's a good story. I think people will get a kick out of this.
It might be a good story, but we didn't really tackle it very well. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Everything I said was the truth. You guys lost Taylor Kennedy because you drank Mohawk vodka before a big match.
Is that? I don't think that's even true, Carl.
It is true, and I'm not going to name names, but I have people who can relay that story. It's the truth. I'm not going to just make up shit,
Listen, I honestly do not remember doing that at all.
Okay, I said 4 to 5 varsity guys, so maybe you were one of the 2 that didn't do it. All right.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Anyways.
I mean, I'd have to look at the numbers and see whether or not I won or lost my match,
So, Steve, you're a Tigers fan, right?
Let's get back on track here, for fuck's sake.
No, let's talk more high school. No, anyways, so let's talk.
Let me tell you the story about your brother in college.
No, 1990s Detroit Tigers. Steve, are you ready for Stump the Expert?
I mean, I'm ready for anything now, Carl. You prepared me.
I'm kind of pissed off that you don't remember that. But anyways, how many seasons between 1990 and 1999 did the Tigers finish above 500? You got 10 seconds.
What years?
The 90s, 90 through 99.
I don't know, 2.
You got it right.
You did.
2?
Was that just a wild guess?
Well, I know they were pretty bad. Yes, it was a wild guess.
So in 91 and 93, they finished above 500, Steve. All right. So Steve Harris, bar food, which I kind of expect you to be an expert in. I don't know. You seem like a bar food type of guy, right, Tim?
Yeah.
You've never met Steve. How would you know?
You got me. I don't.
Anyway, Steve, we're going to go through the whole first round. That's what we do now. We knock out the whole first round. Tim and I get a veto. We can't use one in the championship. Are you ready to go?
Sounds good. I am a bar food guy, so let's do this.
Yeah, dude. Listen, burgers versus French fries in the first matchup. Wow. Those guys they're best friends. They're Bert and Ernie. They're peanut butter jelly. What do you got?
Since it doesn't say chili fry, I'm going to go burger.
Easy pick. No veto from me. What about you, Tim?
Yeah, burger.
Moving on. Pizza versus mozzarella sticks. What do you got, Steve?
Easily, pizza takes the victory here. Not even a question.
Yeah.
Who gets a pizza at a bar?
Whoa. Are you using a veto?
No, I'm not. I'm just... But why would somebody get a pizza at a bar?
You know,
I don't get
Tim
it.
is here at the Coffee Time USA.biz studios, and he is pissed.
I'm not really pissed.
He's like, who gets a pizza at a bar, he says.
Yeah, it's weird.
Anyways, whatever, Steve. Nachos versus chicken fingers.
Well, I'm not 7, so I'm going to go with the nachos.
I'm not 7. What do you think about
Yeah.
that?
I'm not 7 either.
Who orders chicken fingers as an adult?
Dude, obviously,
Seriously, get a life.
Steve, obviously I have like 4 big dogs in this first round. So let's do it again.
Oh, well.
Wings versus
You're making
onion
it
rings.
easy. Again, a no-brainer. Wings. I mean, it's not even close.
Yeah, really. Seriously, come on. Look at that. Those are the big 4 dogs, right, Tim? Sidekick Tim?
That's right.
Hey, come on. So, Tim, how do you feel about Steve's 8-1 choices?
Pretty good. I'm still confused as why pizza was on the list. I don't know why anyone would get pizza at a bar.
Pizza was the 4 seed, knocking out the 5 seed. Steve has all the top seeds. Moving on. But this is a sports podcast. We're going to talk about early 90s movies, youth hockey, which is sports.
Yeah.
Got it, Steve?
It counts. Yeah, I'm in.
Mighty Ducks 1 is ridiculous. Why? Let's go in order, guys. It is. And, okay, I understand it's the catalyst for this movie. We have to have a way for this coach to join this team. But this is the way they decided, guys. Gordon Bombay, a lawyer, gets a DUI. And the judge forces him to coach youth hockey. Steve,
Yeah.
can you buy into that?
I mean, I sort of get it. But, I mean, he played hockey when he was a kid, and that was probably. I mean, he was like what, at least 30-something in the movie, right?
Yeah,
The
probably.
movie West
Yeah,
West.
yeah.
So maybe 20 years had gone by. So I don't really see why there's a connection still, but I guess there still is.
But what self-respecting judge thinks it's a good idea to have a drunk be around kids, right, Tim?
I just want to know how to get in this Disney extended universe.
Yeah, really.
I mean, they have all these princesses, and then light DUI sentences. I could really lighten things up there, Carl.
You know, Bombay has a connection with the lawyer. He gets a cake sentence, you know, community service. That's all he has to do. And his
500 hours, right?
he just has to coach youth hockey. So that's how the movie starts. That's how the Mighty Ducks trilogy starts. That's how we get Bombay, guys. The lawyer, the no-nonsense, win no matter what it takes, is now coaching youth hockey. And how does he introduce himself? He drives on the ice, Steve. And, you know, Charlie Conway's mom was pissed. And I'm going to take her side. Are you going to take her side, Steve, or no?
No. First of all, throughout that whole first movie, she's just a helicopter parent. Like, she's the only parent on the team that shows up for anything.
Wrong. What
Even
about the black kid's parent?
Well, I mean, the games are one thing.
Okay,
she's
fair.
showing up for practices. At the end, she shows up to when they see him off to go try out for the minors.
Tell me
Although I guess
something.
she was
What
banging
is-
him.
what is
I guess she
H-
was banging him by that
Yeah.
time. But
You're moving ahead. What does a helicopter parent mean? I've never heard that term.
that just means that you just hover above your kid,
Fair.
no matter what they do.
It's like a tiger mom.
I'm sorry about that. All right, Steve, you're going way.
It's always there.
You have a thing against her. What else were you saying?
I don't remember. What was I saying?
You're
You were
saying-
asking me about the ice thing.
Yeah.
About why he drove on the ice. Well, I don't know. I kind of understand it as a power move, right?
It's a power move, but it's just an a-hole move, and it's very dangerous. It's unnecessary. Like, come on, dude.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you again a little bit there because I think it could sort of he knew ice. He knew hockey. He knew that the ice was strong enough to handle a limo full of kids. It kind of like gave him a little credibility.
Fine.
You know, that was
I
a
get it.
power move that served also as a verification move.
I need Tim to break the tie. Who are you siding with?
Man. So where I grew up, people drove on the ice all the time. And, yeah, it wasn't always the best. That I would have to say it's a dick move.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, Steve. You lost there. So things go well. Bombay, you know, he...
By well, you mean like Gordon's been banging Charlie's mom?
You know, he's getting some. He reconnects with...
Going 5-hole.
He reconnects with Hans or Zons or whatever his name is. And the team accepts him as a coach. So he starts to make plays. And let's talk about this play, Tim. The flying V. The patented Ducks move. Okay, I never played youth hockey. Neither did Tim, right?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I know Steve did. He was a great hockey player. And, okay, it seems illegal, Steve, because I don't know if you can push down anyone in your path in youth hockey. I don't know if that's allowed. I don't even know if checking was allowed, but I know you can't check if you don't have the puck in youth hockey.
Right.
So,
Yep.
I mean, it's illegal, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And
I
not
mean,
only-
the way that they did it, the way they do it in the movie is definitely illegal.
They're pushing down players who doesn't have possession of the puck. And it also
I'm not
seems...
saying that
yeah.
Go ahead. It's not illegal to make the V formation as a team, but you can't do what they did.
Yeah. And it's risky, too, because a stolen puck can result in a disaster. And we see that in Mighty Ducks 2 when Iceland was prepared. You know, they scouted the Mighty Ducks. They're like, the V, you know, the dentist. But we'll talk about Mighty Ducks 2 later. So,
Are we? I thought we were only talking about Mighty Ducks 1.
Mighty Ducks 2 will be talked about in a different podcast, but we're all on the board. The Flying V's dumb, right, Tim?
The flying V sounds like a sex move used with Charlie's mom, Carl.
Whoa.
Let me tell you something. I made notes for this, okay? And the only thing I wrote down was Gordon is banging Charlie's mom. That was the only thing I wrote down.
So I gave you 8 things to write about, and that's the only thing you wrote about?
That was the only thing I wrote. It was the only thing I wrote down. Like I wanted to remember that. Like I was going to forget it.
All right, so one more Mighty Ducks topic before we go back to 8-1 semifinals. And it's the dick move getting Adam Banks. So let's paint the picture. Adam Banks is the star player on the Hawks, which was the best team in the area. His father was a Hawk.
Yep.
All his friends were Hawks.
Yep.
But Gordon Bombay goes back into his lawyer mode and says, this kid will not play hockey unless he's a Duck. Even though all the Ducks hated him. They called him a cake eater, which I guess is a bad
What
thing.
that even means.
I've never even heard that term.
I happen to love cake, but whatever.
Exactly. So just let the young boy play with his friends, right, Steve?
I remember the scene where Gordon and what I can only assume is somebody from a lawyer official from the league office approached Adam Banks' dad, and they had to break the news to him. I remember that scene. I don't know why that guy was in a suit and a tie, but anyways.
It's because he was official.
Yeah, they had to make him seem official. I have a lot to say about this, actually, because there's a lot of things to process here. Okay, number one is that there's district lines, which means that this is a house hockey league. It's not travel league. So it's basically, travel leagues are basically pay to play, right? If you're good enough, you make the team, then you pay, and you're on that team. Okay? So the fact that the Hawks are in a house league is a little bit ridiculous, because obviously it's a team that people want to be on. Which, what does that say about where the Banks live if they redrew the district lines and now the Banks are in the same zone as all these ne'er-do-wells and hobos with no fathers that can't even afford hockey equipment? You know, the Banks are lumped into them, and the guy's like knows a lawyer, knows a judge and shit. It just doesn't add up. And then there's the angle that this guy who coached Gordon Bombay when he was like 8 years old is still coaching a house Pee-wee hockey league 20 years later.
What's he getting
at least
out of
20
this?
years.
What's his real job?
At least 20 years later.
Is this what fulfills him in life?
I get it if you have kids. Let's say you have 3 kids, okay? Pee-wee hockey lasts, let's say, 2 years tops.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 6 years. Let's say you have 3 kids. That's 6 years, right? You're going to coach. This guy's like at least 20 years deep in this thing.
No, yeah.
It's
That's not he's deep
a little
in.
creepy.
No, it is.
Oh, Jesus. Come on, Tim. Tim,
Yeah,
come on. Oh, my God.
Old lady.
Okay, so
old lady Conaway.
So-
You know, she's not the only single mom talking.
No, you make a lot of good points there as a former youth hockey player. And the part that made me laugh the most is how you're talking about the Hawks players and then the Ducks players. When they were District 5, some of them were wearing football helmets in the games, which I probably should have mentioned.
they can't afford shit.
Like, how does the league allow this? But
How does Goldberg live in that area?
no. But let's.
I mean, he looks now he looks like he would, but
Yeah, but Steve mentions a lot of things that I even think about, but we could talk about it, but we should probably move on.
it should.
Is there anything you want to say about Adam Banks, Tim? Sorry.
No, Carl. He's a fine player. Player.
I mean, at the end of the day, they all become friends. He scores that goal, he gets hurt, so I guess they accept him after that.
With his now limp wrist.
Yeah, and he rings his head off the post.
Yeah.
He dents his helmet. Or no, was that another kid? I don't remember. But I remember he was just laying there lifeless, and then nobody's doing shit.
And of course, the guy
He's
who
laying there.
he gets a minor.
All right, 2 minute minor. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So this is going to be tough, Steve. The semifinals of the bar food 8-1. Both vetoes are in play. Burgers versus pizza. And you go to a bar, and I guess it matters what kind of bar you're going to, because there's bars that don't have pizza. But the bars that have pizza, are you going to order a burger? This is actually a pretty tough matchup. What do you got?
I'm going to go burgers. I'm going to go burgers for sure.
I'm not vetoing. Tim?
No, I can't veto.
Burgers moves on, and here we go. This is my matchup. This is huge. This is the 2 versus 3. There's few closer. Nachos versus wings. You can make wings as a full meal, but nachos, that's an appetizer. But they're both bar foods, so I don't care what Steve picks. I'm not vetoing.
Yeah.
So what do you got, Steve?
Okay, well, there's a lot of things to think about here. I like nachos. I would have picked tamales, because I like tamales. I would have ordered tamales over nachos.
That's not even
And
my top 20.
Really?
No, come on.
Damn, you gotta hit.
Come on.
You gotta get some good tamales, Carl.
We're not in El Paso.
Well, listen, I can get pretty good tamales around here. You just gotta taste test around town. Anyways, the problem, I love nachos, okay, and I also love wings. The problem with wings is that I have to get like at least 15 of them if I'm going to be satisfied. Because that's if you only get 6 wings, that's kind of an appetizer too. But between nachos and wings, I think I'm going to go wings. This is the closest matchup.
Not fair. Veto, Tim?
No, I'm good with this.
Yeah, me too, man. And Steve, you got the 1 and the 2 moving on to the finals. Good job.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right, so Tim, wings versus burgers in the finals. We'll get to that later, but he picked a 1 and a 2, right?
He did.
Yeah, no joke. I mean, come on. I'm making this too easy. I need more controversial 8-1s where every matchup is like, what's he going to pick? What? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so let's go back to Mighty Ducks 1 is ridiculous. We've talked about a lot of things, and now we're in the second half of the movie. So they overhear Adam talking to his old coach. I mean, Bombay talking to his old coach, and they all boycott a game. They end up forfeiting, and then there's a fight in the school. And if you remember correctly, Bombay shows up with a list of kids he wants to talk to, and the secretary says they're all in the detention together, which means they all got into this fight. Remember that fight in the classroom?
Yeah, I remember the fight. They were all there in the fight.
I mean, you're telling me Fulton Reed is the same age as like Little Pete. Remember Little Pete from Pete and Pete? They look like they're like 5 years apart. I mean, they're siblings on the hockey team. Is everyone in the same class? Well, I mean, what kind of school is this? Like, how is everyone in detention? How is the whole team in detention for quacking?
I think we can all assume that Fulton Reed is like that 5-year held back kid because he has every form of dyslexia.
Yeah. So, Steve, you believe that they're all in the same class? Come on.
Well, in the context of the movie, I do. Obviously, it's ridiculous. Just because you're in District 5 doesn't mean everyone goes to the same school, even, you know?
Yeah, Bombay's like...
Normally, kids would go to different schools and all that, and just for everyone to be in the same class, it's a little ridiculous, but within the context of the movie, you know, when you consider all the other stretches you're making, like kids wearing football helmets on a hockey team, Gordon banging Charlie's mom right away.
Why are you obsessed with that? I didn't make that as a note at all.
I don't know. It's the only note that I made. That's why.
We'll talk about it.
I don't know.
Now listen. You know, they're an item at the end of that season. He goes off to minor league tryouts. She's nowhere to be seen in number 2.
Right. I didn't want to jump ahead, but he just kicks her to the curb, and Charlie has no issue with it. He's going to play for All America or whatever Hendricks team or whatever the hell it was.
No. We'll have fun.
He was too busy lighting other lamps.
So this is I made 8 points, and we're going to point 6, and this is the one that gets me the most, Tim and Steve. It's this playoff system. And first off, when they get to the playoffs, the announcer's calling it the Minnesota State Pee Wee Hockey Championship or the tournament. Like these, I kind of figured this was just like the Minneapolis St. Paul area, or you know. But it's the whole state.
Right.
And I never understood that. Why is it all in Minnesota? Minnesota's a big state. And hockey's huge there. It's huge. Everyone's playing hockey there.
There's like 9 teams in the league.
Yeah, one team got sick with measles. So anyway, the Ducks squeak in.
Well, hold on.
What's up?
We talk about that. Like, why are they not vaccinating the team?
Yeah.
Why did everybody get the measles?
Yeah, why couldn't they do like chicken pox or something?
Because the non-vaxxing moms.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't a thing then.
Yeah, non-vaxxers.
That wasn't even a thing. It's just a little weird that they would even have that in there.
But we got to talk. We got to talk playoff format. Who is the commissioner of this league? How do they determine the seeds? Because Steve, you gotta agree with me here. The Ducks squeaked in as the 8 seed, right?
Right.
And the Hawks had to be the 1 seed, unless they just fell apart when Banks left. So shouldn't the Ducks play the Hawks in the first round of the playoffs? Or
who did Charlie's mom have to sleep with?
Stop. You're obsessive. No, but Steve, answer my question. Why didn't they play in the first round? What's going on?
I can't unless they had some kind of random seeding. I really can't answer that question.
Like, why can't they show us the bracket during the movie?
Well, I mean, I guess they decided it wasn't a relevant detail. You know?
Like the only standings we saw was from Hans's chalkboard in his hockey shop.
Oh, it's a Disney movie.
The only random seating we saw was Gordon banging Charlie.
Stop it, golly! Get over that. We don't know that they banged. They just kissed during that ice festival.
Carl, come on, grow up, dude.
So, Tim, anything you want to say about this playoff format? Is it BS?
I'm sticking with who did Charlie's mom have to do to get this?
All right. What about you, Steve? I mean, are you outraged as me?
I mean, I'm pretty outraged. Not as outraged as you, because I'm sort of over it. I watched this movie like at least 2 or 3 dozen times when I was a kid, and it never even clicked with me that was an issue. So, you know, I'm not going to get pissed about it now that I'm almost 36.
Now we care more about the socioeconomic status of the students, Carl.
No, but listen, a couple more things. You know, you playing that, they get to the championship against the Hawks somehow, and there's a penalty shot to win it all, and Gordon taught Charlie the triple deke. I never played hockey. I just played a little bit of street hockey, but the triple deke's not a move, Steve. It's just stick handling 3 times. What is he really doing? It's not a move, right?
Well, I believe that the term triple D could be sweet, but what they do in the movie is just like stick handling from your forehand to your backhand back to your forehand. That's just sort of like, that's kind of like just regular common shit.
Yeah.
But what you just said before that was interesting. Gordon does the triple deke when he was a kid, and he hits the post and loses the game and all that. But that didn't really lose the game, though. They lost in overtime. So what happened to the Ducks? He hit the post, and then the team just gave up, or what? They still could have won the game in overtime, right?
Yeah, and I kind of like how the Hawks. Remember the coach had that banner of that second place. Are you telling me the Hawks have their own arena? That's pretty sweet. And geez, they have all their banners up there.
Oh, for sure. And that one sticks out like a sore thumb. They're all black, and that one's like yellow and orange.
He's like, I wish they took that one down.
Well, the guy's been coaching house Pee Wee League hockey for 20 years. Obviously, he has some kind of hang-up with, you know what I mean?
You think you'd ever get some sort of promotion? Like, hey, do you want to coach high school hockey now? Are you ready to move past Pee Wee? Are you sick of 10-year-olds?
Hey, your kids kind of moved on to midget and all that. Do you want to try and coach them? No, I like it here.
I think he has a thing for the moms. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, ignore that. Ignore that.
I mean,
right,
he was pretty sweet at popping his collar, I'll tell you that.
So at the end of the day, the Ducks, so they somehow win the Minnesota Pee Wee Championship. Yeah, the whole state.
Yeah.
And the underlying motivation is winning is everything, Steve. No matter what, all Bombay really cares about is winning. Even if it's as a lawyer or as a youth hockey coach, this movie teaches you one thing: win at all costs, right?
I mean, man, I didn't really think of that, but yeah, I think you're right. Even at the end of the movie, I think when he's getting on the bus, he says like, "Don't worry, kids, I'll be back because we got to win again next year," or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't really think of that, but
now
you're right.
It's not about being a good person. It's about winning. It's about stealing the best player in the league. What's up?
You know what the real weird part of that is? That his half-brother is Charlie Sheen, and his catchphrase is winning.
Well, I didn't get that.
Right?
Come on. Yeah. That's good. Steve is a good guy. Remember that for the Throne of Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
Winning.
Okay, guys, so I just wrote down 8 things. Is there anything I missed in this movie?
Also, I think I'm pretty sure Charlie Sheen banged Charlie's mom, too. Just throwing that out there.
Carl, there is only winning and banging old lady Conway.
Did I miss anything, Tim?
Hashtag flying D. Hashtag triple deke.
All right,
hashtag
I'm done.
hockey reference such moves.
She's the quintessential hockey mom of any movie.
So, Steve, is there anything I missed from Mighty Ducks 1 is ridiculous? I mean, I probably did.
What did you miss that was ridiculous? Well, I mean, I named a bunch of stuff about the redistricting. Why the hell the Bankses are in District 5 when obviously the guy's well-to-do, unless he's just faking everybody out. But no, I think you pretty much covered everything.
And trust me, I think D2 is way more ridiculous, and we'll talk about it. All right.
Sure.
Right, Tim?
Yeah, we'll be there for it. Yeah.
All right, let's go to the champ. What?
If we didn't bore everyone to death with this podcast, I'll be back.
People listen. No,
D2.
Come on, listen. We're gonna go 8-1 championship. Burgers versus wings. I don't know what you'll pick because it's 1A, 1B for me, right, Tim?
There is only one answer here.
Wow. All right. What do you got, Steve?
Okay, so I got kind of a weird conclusion to this one. So I make wings at my house all the time. I like to grill them, but I never, hardly ever make burgers. That's like my treat when I go out to eat. So I'm going with burgers because whenever I go to a bar, I always just usually get a burger.
And it looks like Tim agrees with you, and that's the 1 seed, so I agree with you too, Steve. Hurrah.
Well, they call them bar burgers for a reason, Carl.
So we have Steve Harris. That's episode 13. We talked about a lot of things. He got the Stump the Expert correct. We talked about high school golf, where he apparently just forgot about that whole part of his life. We talked
There's no apparent. I was not a part of it, Carl. God damn.
Fair enough. I'm sorry. and he picked burgers as the number one bar food.
Burgers are the most desirable bar food, much like Charlie Conway's mom is in Mighty Ducks 1.
So here we go with Tim Anderson deciding if Steve Harris, in early January, 3 to 4 weeks away from the end of the first session of the Throne of Awesome $40 challenge, is he worthy?
Carl. So first of all, the Charlie Sheen reference, or Carlo Estevez, if you're nasty, brilliant. The banging of Old Lady Conway, those jokes were fantastic.
That was overplayed.
She was underplayed. They could have rode that character longer. Rode the character longer.
Is he worthy or not?
He's absolutely worthy, yeah.
All right. Congratulations, Steve.
What a birthday treat. My birthday's now that it's 1 o'clock in the morning, my birthday's in 2 days. What a treat.
Wow.
I'm just so excited.
Well, we'll see if you can hold on to the title. All right, Tim, any last...
We'll see what kind of guests you have on from here till then.
We'll see. I mean, you want to come on for the Mighty Ducks 2 is Ridiculous episode?
Oh, absolutely, Carl.
Because I have a lot to unleash there. I mean, come on. Just a little preview. The Knuckle Puck. Iceland. Yeah. Come on, dude. Yep. Dude, crashing that Zamboni. Dude, they did not make a big deal out of that. Dude, Mighty Ducks 2 is this above and beyond. And how are these guys the best youth hockey players in America? Oh, I'm getting pissed off here.
International MILFs.
No. That's going to be... no.
Right, they're all... It's that one team in the international...
That movie makes... D2 makes D1 look so normal. It just... Yeah. D2 is... it's just so... It's too much, man.
They went over the top.
They go to South Central LA and they're playing street hockey with a bunch of locals. You want to tell me that that's what happens in South Central LA?
I've been there a few times. I've yet to see that, Carl.
They're all wearing helmets and elbow pads. Anyways, we got to end this. It's late. So
I never even wore elbow pads once.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks, Steve, for joining me. Thank you, Tim. And we'll talk.
My pleasure.
Next week, episode 14, we'll talk about God knows what, maybe sports. All right, so we'll see.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm Gordon Bombay, the new hockey coach.